Hi, welcome to my podcast, The Happy Hacker with Ambition. Today is Friday and I've just said goodbye to Ken Skinner, the chiropractor. He's also a vet, qualified vet. He's been to all of the horses today, so gosh, nearly unplugged that. He's been to Indie and Eek and Bally and Donny. And found something with all of them today, which is, I knew he would find something with Eek because I'd been aware that there was a little issue. Not surprised he found anything with Indie, because obviously it's Indie. So Indie was sore, which I knew she was, and she was also in her pelvis. She put her pelvis out on one side, which is normal. 49% on the left. They always, Ken tells me he finds horses, and 49% on the right of the horses, and then like Eek on both. And what he thinks that Eek has done is obviously he thinks that obviously Indie had slipped as well, but as he said, that's usual for this time of year in the fields, messing about. Also, I can't remember if Indie had something with her neck, but actually no, I don't think he found anything with her neck actually. Eek obviously always expects something with her neck because she is an Arab and she throws her neck about. But I had noticed that she was moving a bit strangely, and I also noticed that when we had done the bell racing the other week, and I haven't ridden her since then, or have I? No, I have actually. She had sweated up only on one side, and obviously that was a cause for concern. What I'm doing now is Bally's a little bit head shy, and reason was for that was because she was sore. So Ken has released that, and Ken's very good. He doesn't say, I need to see you in so many weeks, if he doesn't need to see you in so many weeks. And I'm sure I've said that before, but gosh, I quickly scooted out most of the poop in the stable so that we could come in, because the wind is so cold today, and Ken was obviously getting cold. So we did the horses in the stable, which we don't normally do. Indy was like grumpy and a little bit, well, just herself really, and Ken was laughing at her as she tried to kick him, which she stopped doing it. She didn't actually kick him, but you know, she raised her back leg and I told her off, and he put her all back in, and they both got 24 hours off, which is not normally what Ken tells us to do. If he finds any pain, he tells us to give him some time off. If not, if it's just a release, then he obviously wants people to get on with their work as normal. We've also been told that if we notice anything else, to let them to contact him and he will come out. So they're booked back in for the end of March. Ken said to me, obviously last time we saw Eek, he was really, really pleased with her, overjoyed in fact, didn't need to see her again. He said to me that this time he would definitely need to see Indie again, and would quite like to do a quick check on Eek just to make sure. But he said you will notice that, and of course I did. With Bally, it was, as Laura said, she's slightly stiffer on the right rein, and that would be to do with her little issue that he has been able to sort out. So it's all really, really interesting, but it does really prove that you do need to listen to your horse and watch your horse. He also explained about the way, because Bally was slightly, how she'd done it, was that she would be standing slightly more underneath her. And it's really worth spending time with your horses, just watching them in the field, seeing how they're moving. Honestly, they've trampled the poo in here. Just spending the time watching and seeing what's normal for your horse, or what you think is normal. So for the next couple of days, I will just watch Eek and Indie, because they've been put back and they're now pucker. And if anything changes in their stance before Ken comes, I know and I can report it to him. It's really interesting because so many of my friends also have Ken. He goes all over the county, goes into Suffolk as well. And he explains to you what he's doing and why he's doing it. Obviously, it's another expense for your horses. But it's also sorts out that issue, should there be anything, it's before it becomes an issue. So it's really good. So, there goes Blueberry. Don't know who she's barking at, but Blueberry's been asleep in the car. The wind is so cold, but it's a lovely bright day, and it's so much better than the rain, which I think is being forecast. Oh, I can hear that Blueberry's legged it out. So I'm nearly finished here. So, also, good news is, trotted Indy up, and she was sound. Woohoo! Obviously that's only on the field, so I'll have to trot her up down the track just to check and see how she is. Ken also had a little look at her, because he's interested with her whole story and how it's all gone, and everything else. He's just been following her through her whole issues that she's had. So he had a quick check, and I said to him, look, there's no heat, there's no pulse, there's no nothing. And he goes, yeah, and she can move her legs all right. So I really do believe that running around in the field like she was doing when I was poorly didn't actually help her. So, yeah. Oh, she also coughed really badly. Indy tends to inhale her hay. I don't know what she's doing. The hay's not dusty, and that's the whole point. And yesterday I put in all new bedding, and as I do every day, because I'm not at work now, I dust everything in the stable every day down as well, so that she's not got a dusty environment. She's not in for that long, really, in comparison to lots of horses. We try and keep them out for as long as possible, and we have been doing that. We tend to bring them in a little bit earlier if it's pouring down with rain, because obviously it's all the extra mud, and they don't really like it. And Indy's quite happy. I mean, she came in yesterday quite happily, because it was not particularly pleasant. So that's what we've been doing. Now so hopefully we're back on track, and from tomorrow, although the weather forecast is horrendous for tomorrow, I can start my going out and getting her fit regime. Do a little bit of schooling work with her again, build that back up. Want to take Eek out for a little hack, so that we're not going round and round in circles, and just take it from there. We seem to be, sorry, I'm still picking up little tiny bits of poo in my stable. I'm obsessed. when you put a new bag in, and as I did yesterday, I put 2 new bags in, if you start off right, it just looks, just like to keep it clean. And one little bit of poo tramples down to 2. Oh, it sounds like Blueberry again. Who's she barking at? Who are you barking at? Oh, somebody pulled up in a car. Oh. Yeah, that's all right. I know who it is, so it's all right. Putting something in it. So, yeah. So, hopefully, we can all start getting going again. Hoping the weather forecast is perhaps wrong and we don't get any rain tomorrow, but you can never tell, can you? Right, let's just move this all down. So that is really good news. So we've all got things to work on. I'm very keen. We were saying, I mean, I said before, you can get into this routine of just having somebody come, and some practitioners like to book you in the book, you know, when they come and they go, right, we'll just do this and let's book you into the book for the next time. And I said, Ken doesn't always do that. He has always said, especially to Laura with Spike, because he was always so good when he found them and everything, that you know when you need me, and you kind of do. I knew we needed him, but you also know that there's you know, if you've got him booked in the book, which I had done the time before last, and he just laughs at Indy and he goes, yeah. I said, she's high maintenance. He goes, well, I wouldn't say that. And then he laughed and went, well, perhaps she is a bit, because it's either her rib, which it wasn't today at all. It was her pelvis and her neck, and she was grumpy. I mean, that's why I say horses aren't just grumpy for a reason. I mean, I know people say sometimes they are, like people, you know, get a bit of a grumpy one, but not always. What's going on? Oh, Blueberry seen them. Oh, it's now a tractor coming down. That's Paul. That's okay. I know what he's... Blueberry! Don't want you going out there. Yeah, I still don't want her anywhere near the muck trailer. Yeah, so I think that is good. It fills me with good vibes for the new year. I've booked him in for March to come and have a quick check of Eek. He reckons she must have fallen or slipped over, and he said rather than going forward, she would be more upright, like a Thelwell pony sitting upright, like a dog, which is a move of Eek's anyway. So that's probably what caused her pelvis to lock up. And as he said, you know, only 2% of his horses that he sees that ever happens to. And he said to me as well, he went, completely different horse to the one I saw 6 months ago. And I went, yeah, I know. But I mean, at least I knew, and at least I could feel it, and at least I said that. So I don't feel quite as stupid as sometimes I do when Ken comes and I've missed something. And you think, why didn't I know that? Why didn't I feel that? But this is why you have these experts. This is why you employ these people. And this is why it's so important that you use people that are qualified, insured, and you trust. Oh, making a nice bed now. Quite happy with that now. Not quite right. Not happy with the bank yet. But honestly, they both had a poo in here while Ken was doing them. And I'm thinking, great, even more poo to pick up. Well, actually, that's not bad. That's only a bit of a barrow load. But I won't be taking Blueberry up with me because Paul's just gone up there with the muck trailer. And last time he did that, Blueberry decided it was the best place to roll. And then she had to have 2 baths because she absolutely stank. So, sorry I'm sniffing again, but you're used to that with me. It is outside, it is the thing. I'm just going to pop this lot up there. Got nice lines, got a bit of poo in here. I can still see little bits, kind of like shards of poo, which do my head in. I've got to do this. I've got to finish poo picking because obviously I went down to watch Laura's be done. Laura's now finally gone to bed, so she'll be really tired. Lucy can ride her pony because he said if he finds pain, which obviously I knew he would with Indie, and with Eek he's just saying because of her, really he just said just to be on the safe side, don't ride her today. So I won't. No point spending all that money and then not doing as you're told. They do stretching exercises. I haven't got any exercises to do with either of them at the moment, so I will continue with their carrot stretches that I like to do, and take it from there. This is nearly done now. I should like to get this all ready. Pixie's sunbathing. I've got to tell Laura that we need to fill up the water, so I will do that. It was interesting, I put 2 buckets in this stable yesterday, and one she dropped all her hay in and she wasn't at all, she didn't touch it, and then the other one, I don't know, Blueberry's gone now. Blueberry, come on. Yeah, the other one, she drank every scrap from. It was bone dry. Right, what I'm doing now is I'm just in the other stable, in the Eek and Indie bit, and I'm just tidying it up actually. I'd mucked it out earlier. Somebody's definitely been in. I know it's not Eek, so we know it's Indie. I mean, Tia. She just blocks Eek. Also, their new thing at the moment is, because I shut them out during the day, because there's no need for them to come in. They couldn't, they wouldn't normally come in, so why do they think they can come in? I've been shutting them out. So now they're going, right, well, sod you won't come in then. You might want us to come in later, but we're not going to come round when you come round with our dinner. That's up to you. No, we don't like it. So they stand there and they look at me. And last night it was absolutely pouring with rain when I did the horses. And I really wanted them to, it's the RAF again, in case you're wondering what the noise is. They're doing manoeuvres this week. They're doing low flying later on. Well, beginning, I think it's from the weekend they're doing manoeuvres. I read somewhere online. Oh yes, I'm pleased with that. It's a nice bed. Right, so I need to empty that. I don't want to take Blueberry up there because Paul's just been up there with the muck. I might just go anyway. So we're going up to the muck heap now, which has always been put on the fields, but I noticed that there's a new ruling about too much fertiliser and runoff going onto fields, and it will specifically lead to issues in East Anglia because there are more pig farms around here. Who knew, hey? Outdoor pig farms, and they use it for the land, and it could cause problems. It's also with And I wonder sometimes when people make these rules, when they do it all, whether they actually just think about the big implications and try to solve one problem. And they may solve one problem, but they've also made several other problems now and issues. And people that have commercial riding schools and livery yards are finding an issue with getting rid of their muck heaps. And it actually comes into force in February 2022, the end of February 2022. There's a marine testing article from the CLA that you can go and read up on if you want to. And it's something that I just thought, I wonder how many people really do know about it. I don't know. It's just another little thing that's been brought in to is by DEFRA to help with runoff into our rivers. But as I said, it may stop one issue, but it could cause another issue. And who knows? I don't know what's going to happen with it. Come on, booby. Come on, booby bear. There, good girl. I love how she waits for me to open the gate for her and she can get underneath it. Gosh, that wind is pretty darn cold. Anyway, so I've done that bit. So that's worth looking at. I've sent, I think hopefully it'll get picked up by the media and somebody will do something with it and discuss it and look at it, and perhaps your MP will be able to help you sort something out. I don't know. But I found that quite interesting. I only discovered that yesterday. I tied that up. Let's put it this way. Trying to stop the horses going through the other bit. Right, so now I've got to do a hay net, haven't I? Did I take the scissors out? No, I didn't take the scissors out of my pocket. I thought I had. I knew I had to. Right, I'm now going to do a hay net for Indie. Eek's still got quite a lot in hers. I think I'm probably... Gosh, that wind is there. I'm hoping that the wind doesn't show so much. Right, I'm going to come into my little cover the other side and come to the hay. And Pixie hasn't actually got to this one today, so my new way of doing it, excuse me sniffing yet again, I always sniff, has worked. So I'm just going to pop my scissors in my pocket and take the string off, and then I'll tie the string up and put that in with all the rubbish. Come back out under there. Right, I've got a few chores to do for other people, so I must do the water. Hopefully it was only 0 today, and last night when I came I was able to fill the girls' water up. Once you get one bit in the hay net, I hate doing hay net, but once you get one bit in it kind of helps. And I have these massive hay nets, which really is a good thing to do. And I then know how much Indie is eating. Oh, that was the other thing Ken said. He said to me about Indie's weight. He said he thought her condition, the way she looked for this time of year, with obviously being a laminitic, he was quite pleased. He said if she could come out in February looking a little bit leaner, but then I think that will be down to a bit more work as well, because obviously she's had a couple of weeks off with me being ill and her being slightly lame. He thought that she would do really well, so I'm chuffed with that. He said something about Eek. I can't remember what he said about Eek. And I just laughed and I just went, she's such a good doer. And I actually stood over her this morning when I was giving her her feed, because that's the one that has the biotin in it and the joint supplement that she's on. And obviously Tia is on 1 bute a day. I don't really want Eek eating that. Not that she has been, because what's been happening is... Oh, just pulling up the hay net. Gosh, that's heavy. Good quality hay though. What I love about this is I don't sneeze. If you don't sneeze when you're doing your hay, you know it's not dusty. Just brilliant hay. Still got some of it for sale actually, I can't believe it. I've got 140 bales I think to finish purchasing. Yeah, so I forgot what I say. Oh yeah, about Eek. Eek's a good doer. So, and Eek has had, since the barrel racing, Eek has had that time off. And then what I will be doing, as with Indie, I will start working her. Right, water. Oh, I should put that in that one. That's not good, is it? What are you doing, Pixie Pony? Sure, I don't know. There's some hay in this. I moved the water bucket over. I don't like wasting water in the winter. I don't like wasting water anyway, but in the winter especially as it's so difficult now with the water bowser. I filled the water back up. No, Pixie, I really wouldn't if I was you. She's looking, so I took the side down, so it's only the bottom rail up. Anyway, what I've done is I've used the water that Indie didn't drink last night in one of her buckets to put in one bucket, and now what I'm now going to do is just put some water in the other bucket for Indie. She likes to have 2 buckets. She does drink quite a bit at night, which is good. I'm just gonna, I think the Bowser is gonna work, so I think I've left, there's 1 big bucket full of water for the girls. So what I tend to do is I then fill up Indie and Pixie's buckets from the other 2 big buckets. And since I'm doing it every day, it's quite fresh. And then fill up the big buckets from Bowser, which makes it easier, and you're not wasting anything. As I said, I don't like to waste any of the water around there. So, depending on how we find Indie tomorrow, will be whether I can start and even think about entering some dressage with her, which will be our first thing out. So there's quite a lot of little ones going on, and what I want to take her to is one that's not very busy, that she probably hasn't been to before, and so she doesn't overreact. There's not loads of people there. I'll need more water than that. Just gonna have to fill that one back up there. Take it from the other one. So yeah, so that's what I want. That's my idea, is to find a quiet venue that she doesn't particularly know. Take her out the first time and just take it from there. Not do anything difficult. I really would like to, what I really want to do is take her, start to go on, do a walk trot to warm up, and then do a prelim, and then take it from there. If at the end of the year I'm doing still doing a walk, trot and a prelim, then fair enough, so be it. But that's really what I want to do. Right, so that's that one done. Indie's got her little, she's all done in her stable. And I wasn't going to put any water in Eek and Indie's stable. I haven't been, because the idea is to make them walk round to do it. And yeah, that was it. I mean, the other thing that Ken commented on was my little board that I kept my weights on, which he said he was quite impressed with. Yeah, hey, I hope you didn't look at the dates though, because the ones in Indie's stable I haven't actually recently updated. They're on the other board in the Eek and Indie's. Let's just get this, and I've just got to put this back over so she can't get it. And that's the whole idea. There you go. Picky Pony is not worried by tarpaulin. She goes right in underneath it and has been grabbing it. So, right, that is that. I've still got to do some poo picking for the girls in the big field. I'm going to have to leave that for a minute and come back and do it, which I hate doing because it means that you don't get it done. But I'm going to aim to do that because I've got some other errands that I must do this morning. So that is it. So hopefully tomorrow I can come up with my plan for what competitions Indie and I will be going into, whether I take Eek out and do a little bit of dressage with her as well. I don't know. I always say that I'm not going to do it, and then I think, well, she's quite talented. Put the electric fence on, everything's back. I'm just checking. I don't know what I've done with my car keys though. I've still got the key, I've still got the scissors in my pocket. Yeah, car keys hanging up on the stable door. Not a good idea. So what I'm doing now is just popping that back, getting my car keys, and off we go. As I said, so tomorrow I'm going to do an update tomorrow with what odd, and if it's not Saturday it will be Sunday that I do the update on, if we have to wait that long before we can make our minds up. Obviously it means that there's dressage tomorrow, which obviously I won't be going to, and then there's 3 or 4 in the next couple of weeks. That will also all depend on the weather, because obviously now is the time that you get the ice, the sleet and the snow, and I don't want to tow in the snow, nor the ice, to be perfectly honest. It's not my biggest thing. So that's it. Anyway, as I said, I am the happy hacker with ambition. I was listening back over the year of the podcast. So this is episode 1, series 2, episode 1. Woohoo is all I can say. And I always go, I am the happy hacker and I still have ambition. I am the happy hacker. I have ambition. My ambition is to ride my horses better, keep them going for longer, and make sure that we're all happy and enjoying it. Up you go. Good girl, Blueberry. That was good. Thank you so much for listening. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Hit that old subscribe button down at the bottom if you're listening to this on YouTube. If you are listening to this on any good podcast provider, please also subscribe. If you want to know anything, please follow me on Instagram. I keep the updates and the pictures of all the ponies on there. And, well, that's just really it. It's a beautiful sunny day, but it's really windy and quite cold. Thank you very much for listening.